Last week, the U.S. and China shut down each other's consulates as the situation continues to escalate. On July 26th, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz indicated that the CCP has been engaged in espionage and intellectual property theft, and that more of Chinese consulates may be closed in the future. So what do the Chinese people think of this incident? Last week, the U.S. ordered the Consulate General in the People's Republic of China in Houston to close within 72 hours. On July 26th, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz indicated in the interview with the host of Face the Nation, Margaret Brennan, that the consulate was closed because it had been engaged in espionage. It had been engaged in intellectual property theft. They use it as a base for spying in Houston and throughout the Southwest. When he was asked if more consulates would be closed, Ted Cruz said it is very possible. Previously, on July 22nd, President Trump also indicated that it is possible to close more Chinese consulates in the U.S. On July 24th, the CCP ordered the U.S. consulate in Chengdu to close within 72 hours. The state-run media claimed in a massive propaganda campaign that the United States was politically provocative. However, there are Chinese citizens believing that there must be a reason behind this event.
The Chinese consulate in Houston must have huge problems since it was closed by the White House and it is not the only Chinese consulate in the U.S. Why did they not close down other consulates? The consulate must have done or said something overboard.
Senior media personnel Huang Jingchao indicated that consulates of every country collect information, but there are a few key questions.
The first question, are you collecting information legally or illegally? Second question, what's your approach in collecting information? Crossing or staying in line? The third question, what is the purpose of information collection? If it's just a matter of understanding the normal social situation in this country, then I think it's probably understandable. But if you send people there to steal intelligence and research results, then it is morally despicable. In that case, I am also against it.
Chinese citizen Ms. Tong expressed that she is saddened by this event.
To be honest, I am very sad about how things have developed to this point. The Americans helped us a lot. In World War II, if there was no U.S. Special Duties Unit and Commander Chenault, we would have lost much more. During the fight against Japan in World War II, the hump line was full of dead American soldiers and the wreckage of fighter jets. The United States has done a lot for our country. Our economy, after the economic reform, developed pretty fast because of the support of the U.S. and the love of Christians.
But Ms. Tong said that the Chinese Communist Party has exploited the U.S. government's policies toward China in the past few administrations, resulting in the breeding of a tiger.
American elitism and Kissinger's doctrine turned the Chinese people to slaves and the CCP to slave masters. And behind the slave masters, there are interests and benefits. The blood and sweat of 1.4 billion Chinese people is the source of their wealth, connections, and organs. This time, they are under the same amount of pressure as we are because of this virus. And then they realized, wow, this is actually very evil. They did not forget their original intention. They did not forget to liberate all humankind. That is why I say that the Chinese people are pitiful.
Huang Jingchao believes that the U.S. government has now clearly distinguished between the CCP and the Chinese people and is considering banning CCP officials and their family members from entering the country. This shows that the U.S. has realized the danger of the CCP.
President Trump really considers the CCP to be a threat to world freedom and to global human health. And of course, he believes it is an organization that harms the interests of the Chinese people. He hopes that the CCP high-ranking officials can be awakened by these policies, stop indulging in Mao Zedong's lies of internal exploitation and external tyranny, or in the fact that they are enslaving the people in the name of liberating all mankind.
It's not just Trump and Pompeo, even if the next term isn't Trump anymore. It's the same with a different guy, because even now, some U.S. policies towards China are almost ununanimously approved by both houses of Congress.
Ms. Tong hopes that after 70 years of disastrous rule of the CCP, the Chinese people will have the opportunity to embrace the era of one person, one vote, and enjoy the fruits of their efforts rather than being plundered by the privileged class.